beautiful view from L5. Welcome to another travel edition.
Hi.
Great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love.
Come on in. Welcome to the Ritz Carlton, Denver, Colorado. This is a club level room. Right now the club level is closed, supposedly due to, what's going on in the world. But quite frankly, I think the club level is closed for other reasons. I think that the hotels were hit hard. They're trying to save some money because those club lounges do cost them. They've got to not only stock the food and the drinks, etc., but the staff. And I think like everywhere across the nation, people are having staffing issues.
You know, honey, a lot of people are very familiar with those that watch these because they know the hotels, but the club level lounge is, a place where you can go in the morning, get your coffee and some breakfast, and
Right.
they have cocktails and appetizers at night. That's what really makes the Ritz, in my opinion. Otherwise.
I agree with you 100%. When we went to the Ritz in Aruba, that club lounge really made the experience. It's not only, just a great amenity where they do have cocktails, coffee, tea, and, a variety of snacks. Sometimes they'll have full meals in there, not, in a meal plate,
Right.
but appetizers that are really substantial and beautiful. And when we were in the Ritz Carlton, for us, it was a place to go and all meet because we were
Right.
in Aruba, we were with a large group, and that's where we would go for cocktail hour.
So my message is they need to open those up again. They've got their restaurants open and everything else, but
Right.
For coffee, they have a nice Nespresso. But actually, I was out this morning, so I used the last one. So I went, when I walked by the club lounge, I'm like, this thing needs to be open.
Exactly. And, when it's not open, it sort of feels like any other hotel room. And for the price, the Ritz Carlton is a pretty penny. You're talking about, on the low end, I think 500, and on the high end, a couple thousand for a night. And quite frankly, without the amenities, for us, we didn't really see the value. So on a scale of 1 to 5 for value, I'm giving it a 2. I feel bad, but I have to be honest, because I know that there's people out there that will come here like we are and expecting one thing. Now, when the club lounge opens, I think you can probably get that up to closer to a 4. But the rooms themselves, they're a little bit dated, tad bit worn, but otherwise fairly nice. The bathroom has a tub, and again, we've stayed here, so you have to understand that this room has been lived in already. So it has a tub and a shower, double sink. I
nice
appreciate
bathroom.
that. 2 robes. I love when a hotel has robes. It does have a nice closet, which I also always appreciate. And in the closet, they've got slippers. The robes were in here, and a great safe as well. And the bed was comfy. On a 1 to 5, I'm going to give the bed a 4.5. I like the weight of the duvet and the weight of the pillows, but quite frankly, I've stayed in a couple of lower end hotels that have had more comfortable beds.
Well, I'm going to go there. You're giving it a higher rating than I would for that same reason. I'm just saying I was sitting back here on my laptop. We had a video call when I first came in, and I'm looking across this room, and I said to Karen, I said, you know what? This room isn't any better than the room we stayed at Moab, the Element, and it was a heck of a lot more money, as Karen mentioned. So I agree with you on the value, but the bed, when I compare it to Moab and a lot of the other beds that we've slept in, it's not as good as some of those lower end hotels, which is surprising. And it wasn't bad. I need to say that, right?
Definitely not. And I'm not saying don't stay here. All I'm saying is, and we've been to several Ritz Carltons. I think this particular Ritz in Denver downtown is a little bit dated. It needs a facelift. It needs some work. And one thing that we almost always show you when we stay different places is the view. So this is Denver, and the view of this room, you've got a lovely view, goes straight down of a, I don't know.
I think that's the bus terminal. It's going to be torn down, but it is what it is.
It certainly is not, a view worthy of
There's Coors Field over there.
Beaucoup dollars
for you baseball fans. Coors Field was where the Rockies play. So the location probably is pretty good. It's down here for a business. It's in the business section.
Location wise, I do love this area. We were able to Uber just a short distance away to go to some amazing restaurants. I just want to throw a shout out to L5, which is a super cool, really hip, new Mediterranean restaurant. And we had an amazing time there, and it was Monday night hopping. And then last night, Tuesday night, we went to Linger, which is another place. It's one of our favorites. They have a lot of great vegan options, and everything's clearly marked on the menu. Although for those of you not vegan, there's great options. Linger is an old mortuary, Olinger Mortuary. And it's a pretty cool place. If you're in Denver, make sure to make a reservation and go there. The food's outstanding, the service is outstanding, beyond outstanding is the service, and the cocktails are amazing.
Yeah, it's a really cool vibe, and that's one of the reasons why we're probably a little tough on this place.
Right.
They don't have a restaurant here. It's ELWAY'S that they claim is their restaurant here, ELWAY'S Downtown.
Right.
And we had a business meeting there yesterday. Karen called down. I'm like, is there anything for us to eat? Because we are eating 100% plant-based. And the person that answered the phone was not very helpful at all. And we called the concierge. They said, absolutely no, there's nothing there. We went to the meeting anyway, and there was a soup and there was a salad, which was fine. But they messed up some of the other guys' meals. So it's that was not a good experience.
It was not, and I do have to say that because we always want to give you the full picture. So this Ritz Carlton, it does open up to ELWAY'S restaurant, and there's I think 2 other ELWAY'S in Colorado, one at the airport and one in Cherry Creek. So this is the downtown ELWAY'S. And again, that restaurant is, it's pretty limited with their menu to begin with. But when we called the concierge here at the Ritz and asked if they had anything that was vegan, and one thing about the Ritz is, they sort of have this motto, it's like, whatever you can dream up, we can make happen. And I didn't really feel that that was the case here. The concierge, we double checked and said, is there anything vegan? Usually they can say, we can certainly accommodate you. The chef will take care of you. Don't worry about it. It was pretty much a flat no.
Yeah. Now, and let me throw this in there because people may be saying ELWAY'S, is a steakhouse kind of a place.
We go to steakhouses around the world.
Well, that's why
cater to vegans.
That's what I was going to say. So we're not looking for a vegan entree. It's like you can go in there, you can get a baked potato. They can saute up vegetables in oil and leave butter off. So it's not like we're looking for a fancy vegan feast. We're just looking for something to eat.
Exactly. It's just food. So I do have to say I'm really dinging ELWAY'S because there were 5 of us at this business dinner. 4 of the meals, in Jeffrey's meal, we finally talked them into sauteing up some vegetables in olive oil, and they never showed up. And then one of the other guests, the salad was ordered a certain way, and it came incorrectly. The other guest, same thing, his meal came incorrectly. So both of those meals had to be returned and redone. And then the biggest faux pas that I have to really ding them for was I got a salad and I was very clear with my server, who, by the way, I wish I knew his name. He was amazing. He is the best thing at ELWAY'S, my server. Everything else about ELWAY'S on a 1 to 5 is barely a 1. My salad, which I was very clear about my, there's certain foods that I can't eat on top of being plant-based because I've got Lyme. Anyway, there was cheese in my salad on the bottom of the plate, and it made me feel as if they used a dirty plate from a previous salad entree served to someone else. When I showed it to the server, he was absolutely appalled. He brought it back to the chef and the manager, which of course then everyone came out, and it was really a scene that I was not interested in having during my business dinner. So I think it could have been handled very differently. And of course they took it off the bill, but the point is that had I not seen it and I had eaten it, I would be very sick. I wouldn't be doing this video with you today. So I was grateful that I saw it, and that's just really a problem when a chef is told that there are food allergies and puts it into the food, because it could cost someone their life with an anaphylactic.
You reminded me, we were at another Ritz somewhere else. I'm going to leave that off because it's not about this one, but we had a terrible dining experience there too. So maybe the Ritz is not the place to eat, it's a place to stay, as long as you can find that resort Ritz, you know, because there are plenty of great Ritz Carltons. We're huge fans of the brand. So I have to say that. So there's plenty that we love.
Yeah.
You know, at Dove Mountain we just found, which is incredible.
But you know, you're
Aruba,
bringing
as you
back
mentioned.
a few memories. I think the Ritz is a hit or a miss. I think you're either at a 5 with the Aruba, Dove Mountain. Those were outstanding Ritz Carltons. Or you're kind of down at a 1 or a 2 with, you know, the Ritz in Del Rey was a terrible stay for us. We actually had, you know, well, yeah, I don't even want to go into it.
Yeah.
And then there's a Ritz in Florida. I don't recall which one. And again, those 2 stays were quite a while ago, so they could have amped up and gotten better. But I do love this brand so much. And unfortunately, when we come back down to Denver, this is not going to be my choice for where we're going to stay. We're going to try something different. There's so many great hotels here. We've got the Brown Palace. There's a brand new Thompson coming soon.
Well, and Marriott and Hyatt have plenty of other properties here that are fantastic.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot to choose from.
Absolutely. So if you're coming to Denver, I wouldn't even bother stopping into the Ritz for a drink, because it's certainly not worthy, although the staff in the at the bar is lovely.
Well, I would disagree with you there if you're down there, because I thought the bar was great. You know, but
and fair enough.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's what makes the world go round, is different opinions. We did have some food in the bar that was bad food also. So I guess my experience is more about that. If you're just talking about a cocktail,
that's what I'm saying, right?
You cannot really scrub a glass of wine. And I will say, I love their big, beautiful wine glasses. So yeah, go in there for a cocktail, but don't bother staying here. So location, you know, it's great. I'd give it a 4 for location, because you can Uber to all of the amazing restaurants. But the hotel itself and the staff in the hotel, I'm going to give it a 1 or a 2. It's just nothing special at all. And as far as, you know, cleanliness, I will say the room, I'm going to give it a 4. It was fairly clean. I didn't point out to Jeffrey, but there was paper from the previous guest on the floor. And if you look over here, the, you know, there's watermarks or drink marks, so they didn't spray and clean that from the previous guest, although they do claim that they spray certain areas to keep everything sanitized. So all in all, we had an amazing time, but I'm sorry, Ritz Carlton Denver, we won't be back until you get your facelift. Wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love from Denver, Colorado.
Thanks for watching. I'll give you one more peek out the window as we're getting ready to head back up the hill to our beloved Copper Mountain.